Mongoose Jake here with a video that has been requested by a few people I've seen in some of my past videos comment section. And it's what would be my top 5 favorite Mosby blasters. And that's what I'm here to do this time. What I want to go over, it's not going to be in particular order, and I will have a couple of honorable mentions because, well, I can't really fit all my top 5 into a top 5. So I'm going to include a couple that are treated as the same blaster and also some recent blasters that aren't in production right now, but I'm hoping that Mosby will bring them back because it'd be very wise for them to do because they were the leaders in their category. And I'm going to go ahead and get started with my favorite pistol. Of course, you just watched, if you've been keeping the channel in tune with it, you've seen I just did a pistol shootout and I picked the Mosby Zenith over its competitors. Why? Best power, great ergonomics, easy to use, and it's also not outpricing its competition. It falls kind of right in the middle. It's, again, not the most expensive, not the cheapest, feels well built, and works extremely well. It even comes with a little attachable sight that flips up. And I love the little ladder sights. I kind of wish that there's more of those available. But hey, at least the Zenith includes one. Again, and you can find these for $12.99. And as a side note, I have seen that the big Kroger marketplaces carry Mosby products. Hadn't really known that. Now I've stumbled into one that does carry it. So another place to look for them, aside from the Kmart links that I always post. But favorite pistol is the Mosby Zenith. Again, for the same reasons I went over in my pistol shootout video. I also like the Nerf hammer shot as a go-to secondary, or to use them, you know, dual wielding. But Mosby Zenith is basically my favorite pistol. So that's one of the 5. Like I said, again, it's not in any particular order. It's not like the Mosby Zenith is my number 5 or my number 1 either way. It's just one of my favorites. One that's no longer in production, but definitely needs mentioned, is the Mosby Tyrant. I personally think this was the best performing Mega Blaster that's ever been made. Just personal opinion. High performance, comfy top prime, big chunky grip, and, that's right, huge magazine. 12 round capacity. Those do fit in the Centurion. Sometimes have a little feed issue once in a while with some Centurions. But again, it'll accept Centurion magazines as well. At least both of my Tyrants do. Fantastic. Basically just a huge hulk of a Retaliator style blaster. Again, I say that because it's top prime. But works extremely well. Rarely, if ever, jams. And just comfy. I kind of wish they'd bring this back. The whole line, this is their Air Max series. I wish they'd bring this whole thing back and make a attachable stock, because that would be real nice to have like a worker style stock on there, and bring it back in a new updated color scheme, because, well, to be honest, not my favorite. I'm going to paint this one up eventually and mod it. That'll be something for future down in the summer. And moving on, one of my favorite blasters ever. I think this is one of the perfect ones if you're a guy just looking to have a little fun with your friends, or if you're a dad wanting to play with kids. This thing feels like it's meant for an adult. It's sized right, an adult or big teenager. I mean, who doesn't like bolt action? I certainly do. And I can't of course fire that because this one's modified. So we'll deprime it, but who doesn't like bolt action? And even a left-handed user can use that just fine. And with a little trimming, it'll even accept drums. I've already done that to this. I have a video showcasing some free or cheap mods for the Snipe. I think it is a fantastic performer straight out of the package, being one of the highest performing mass-produced spring-powered blasters. And with very, very simple mods, you can make that thing be pretty competitive to any local Nerf wars you're going to go to. So, nice one to keep in mind. And again, they cost less than a Retaliator, and they're way more powerful. Now, I couldn't have it already pulled down, but it's the duo, the Thermal Hunter or the Interceptor. Mechanically, it's the same blaster. It comes with different attachments. The Interceptor comes with extra magazines and the little, it's almost like a tactical scope, whereas the Thermal Hunter, of course, comes with the thermal scope. They're pump action, magazine fed blasters with detachable stocks, and of course they each include their own version of the sights. But these things are Retaliator killers. And by all means, I think it's one of the best mass-produced pump action magazine fed blasters that have ever been made. And I know it's going to end up seeming like I'm biased, but, well, I am. I think Mosby products simply are better. Nerf's got their own thing, and they introduce some things here and there that I love, like, say, the big Mega Mastodon, or I like my ECS-10, the original Modulus flywheel blaster. I really like the Desolator even, and I like big goofy things like the Centurion and the Doomland's Judge. But if you're going to compare standard magazine-fed blasters to magazine-fed blasters, I would take this over a Retaliator any day, every day. And I own 3 Retaliators myself. But these things are just fantastic. They beat the performance of their competitors right out of the package. They accept, as you can see, drums right there. They accept a 25, no problem. And with mine, neither one of them even required any kind of shell cutting or anything. They're straight out of the package. Will accept the 25, and that's in both cases, Thermal Hunter or Interceptor. And I really like everything. The only complaint is I wish that Mosby would standardize their stock attachment. This is a different stock attachment than the Tactical Storm, which I'd say down the line they'll eventually do that. And then maybe we can get them to sell some aftermarket stocks that are longer and more comfy. Something to think about, Mosby. I know you watch my videos here and there, so if you watch this one, think about that. Consider creating an accessory line and standardizing all your accessories. I mean, your sights already are, but go for the stocks too. Would make these a real home run hit with everybody if you could accessorize them as you wish. But again, the tactical versions of the same blaster, I'm using that term, but really it's the package deal that's different. You got the Thermal Hunter with the thermal sight, or you got the Interceptor with kind of your more standardized kit. But both great blasters, and I'll throw these back up on my wall before we head on to the last ones. As you can see, I even pair them on the same spot. My favorite blaster of all time, the Mosby Destiny. I have a couple of them. I have extra clips for them because it takes a 20-round harmonica clip, air pressure activated. You pump it, and then you fire it, and with full pressure this thing will fling off 20 darts in a couple seconds with pretty good performance. I mean, it's not just a short range blaster. Of course, it's just hilarious to rain a whole storm of darts out in the air just by waving it, and then just come flying down 70 feet later. But the key is that at close range ambushing or close quarters kind of Nerf arena style battles, this thing is undeniably good. And that's what it's always going to bring a smile to your face when you unload this right in somebody or multiple people, because you can just spray it and hit a whole bunch of people all at once, and that makes this fun. And I think Mosby, you really got to bring this one back. This one, again, put a standardized stock attachment point, and then you'd have a nice little package deal. Maybe to where you can put a little sight on it just for the heck of it. Sell extra clips like you used to, and then you'd have one fun blaster all over again. Not on the shelves, but if you see one of these, do not pass it up. This is way too much fun. I personally want to get as many of these as I can. I'd love to do paint jobs on them. I'd love to do some hydro dipping on some of them, but I need more of them. I only have the 2, and I do want to keep at least 1 or 2 of them in original state for collection purposes, because I am a Mosby collector. I got Ryan Engelstad knows that. He sends me stuff, and I'm working on some blasters for him right now. I've got, actually, I'm not going to show it on camera, but I've already got one tore apart on the bench working on it right now as I speak. But I am a collector, and I won't ever part with the ones I've got, and I want to get more of these. So, Mosby, bring more of the Destiny out. Now, honorable mentions that I'm just going to go over. I just did a review on the Brute. That's the basic competitor to the Rapid Strike or any of the other Nerf flywheels. You see one of those, pick it up. I got one courtesy, again, of Ryan Engelstad, and it is a fantastic blaster. One that Mosby should consider bringing back. And heading off, completely off of the phone area, instead of a dart blaster, with spring around the corner and then summer thereafter. If you're like me and you have a family and you play around outside in the summer, pick these up. It's the Mosby Outlaw. Personally, this is the best water blaster that's made. It's made in the style of the old Super Soakers, where you pump it up, get it pressurized, and then pull the trigger, and you can just, it's almost like full auto. You'll just release it till the pressure runs out. And while holding the trigger, you can just keep pumping it, and it'll keep spraying. Fantastic. Made the way that the old Super Soakers were, and this example, I've had this for multiple summers, and it hasn't had a single little hiccup in it, not even once. But there's my top 5 favorite Mosby products, with a few honorable mentions to push the list way past 5 probably. I think I've already mentioned like 7 or 8. But to go over again, it's the Mosby Zenith, my favorite pistol. The Mosby Snipe as far as a rifle. The Mosby Tyrant for the mega-sized darts. Right behind me you got the Interceptor and the Thermal Hunter for kind of your go-to primary. And I also wanted to give an honorable mention to the Mosby Brute and the Outlaw if you're going to go to the water blaster side of things. But that's my list. Keep your eyes out if you see any of those, if you see them on sale, the few that I mentioned that are out of production, like say the Brute, the Destiny, which is my favorite blaster, period. Or, again, if you see a Tyrant, the Brute, the Destiny, and the Tyrant, we want to see Mosby bring those back. But if you see them second hand, grab them. They're great blasters, and if you can find them cheap, hey, you're going to have a lot of fun with you and your family or your friends. And again, the Zenith, the Interceptor, Thermal Hunter, and Snipe, those are fantastic blasters that are out on the market now. I've done reviews on each of them, and you really should check those out instead of going over to the nerf side of things, right away. Give these a try, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised, because I am definitely a Mosby fan. But that's my top of the list picks for Mosby products. This is Mongoose Jake. Hope you enjoyed this, and thanks for watching.